we are talking about the overview of how to solve systems of equations. And we want to graph and solve systems of linear equations in two variables. Systems of equations are two or more equations with the same variables, usually x and y. To solve a system of equations, find the ordered pair that satisfies all of the equations, otherwise known as the point of intersection. The first way we're going to look at is how to solve graphically. Graph all the equations on the same coordinate axis and then check for the intersection. So here we have three examples. And we can look at this, and it says, here we have inconsistent has no solution. In this case, we're talking about parallel lines. These lines are parallel because if we're looking at our slope, we have 1 over 2. So the slope of this line is 1 over 2. And this line over here also has a slope of 1 over 2. So the slope for this line is also 1 over 2. So they have the same slope. So if we look down here, what do you notice about the slope? In this case, they have the same slope. And then it says, what do you notice about the y-intercept? In this case, down here, we have an intercept of -1. So the intercept for this one is 0, -1. And the intercept for this one is 0, 2. So they have different intercepts. And then if we look at the next one here, it's actually two lines that are overlapping. So there's a blue line and a red line here. And the slope, what do you notice about the slope? Well, they have the same slope. And what do you notice about the y-intercept? They have the same y-intercept. So in this case, it's actually the same line. So we have two parallel lines, they never connect, and we have the same line where they overlap the entire time. And then over here, and we look at the solutions, this has infinite number of solutions. If we look over here, we have consistent, independent, has exactly one solution. So this one has one solution at the intersection point right here, where these two lines intersect. So what do you notice about the slopes? They have different slopes. And what do you notice about the y-intercept? They have different y-intercepts. This is not always, so let's put a little asterisk here, not all the time. So graphing, we have three possible solutions. We have no solution where the lines are parallel, where they have the same slope and different y-intercepts. Those lines will never intersect. Then we have the same line where they have the same slope and the same y-intercept. Basically, they're overlapping lines or the same line. And then the last one we have is intersecting lines. We have intersecting lines, and it has exactly one solution with different slope and usually a different y-intercept, but not always.